guys, Catch Brown back again. Hope you're having a fantastic day or night depending on where you are. So I won't do too much of an intro considering it's like a 30-second long video. But I will say that if you do enjoy this very short but hopefully very interesting video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. I am officially 27 subscribers off my first ever milestone of 1,000, which is the most exciting thing in the world to me. So if you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, let's watch this video and get annoyed together.
I've been doing some reading this summer, and so I thought I would share a couple of books because you have a little bit of time left to do some reading. I also read Jack Not Jackie by Erica Silverman. Phenomenal read. So if you're a K1, 2, 3 even, it's a really good read called Jack Not Jackie. And I really enjoyed that, and I'm excited it'll be on our shelves in the media center this fall.
So not only is she telling her students to read the book, but she's also going to make sure that it's available in their library or media room or whatever she called it. It just, what is wrong with you? And of course you like it. Of course you like it. It completely aligns with your ideologies and what you're trying to push. And people like really pussyfoot around saying this, but I'm just going to say it. These people are groomers. And I'm so sick of pretending that that isn't something that I'm really starting to hate. And hate is a strong word, and I don't really hate anybody, but I hate what these people are doing. All right, so we've got a bit of an update here. Principal promotes book on trans toddlers to kindergartners for summer reading. The principal of a public Minnesota elementary school recently promoted a fictional book about a young girl who wants to be a boy to students as young as 5 years old. 5. That is crazy to me. Principal Stacy, wait, she was the principal? Oh, that's so much worse. Principal Stacy DeCourcy of Excelsior Elementary School posted a video to the school's Facebook page listing her book recommendations for students' summer reading. The books included Erica Silverman's Jack Not Jackie, a picture book geared for grades kindergarten through 2nd. So the book itself is directly targeting kindergartners through 2nd grade. The video was reposted by the Libs of TikTok Twitter account, which is where we just watched it. The book, published by GLAAD, a non-governmental media monitoring organization founded as a protest against negative coverage of LGBT people, features a female toddler's struggle to accept herself as she doesn't seem to like stereotypical girl activities. Which, of course, doesn't mean you're transgender. And this is the problem when you're targeting this type of stuff towards kindergartners, year 1, year 2. You can not like the stereotypical girl things and also not be transgender, also not be lesbian. Maybe you're a girl who just likes non-traditional girl things. It's not unheard of. In this heartwarming picture book, a big sister realizes that her little sister Jackie doesn't like dresses or fairies, and of course, that's how you know. That's how you know. If you're not sure if you're transgender, just ask yourself, do I like dresses and fairies? And if the answer is no, then you're probably a transgender. Doesn't like dresses or fairies. She likes ties and bugs. Will she and her family be able to accept that Jackie identifies more as Jack? The book description reads. She wants to play with mud and be a superbug. Jackie also doesn't like dresses or her long hair, and she would rather be called Jack, the description adds. The book concludes with the main character's older sibling acknowledging that her sister Jackie is now a brother named Jack. DeCourcy called the book on gender transition a phenomenal read, recommended it for K through 3 students, and said it's being added to the school's media center. The original post on Excelsior Elementary School's Facebook page has been deleted following backlash, and an apology video from DeCourcy was posted. I'm going to try to find that for you guys. I want to apologize if anyone felt uncomfortable with my book suggestions, she said. One of the books I spoke about specifically, which has struck a nerve in our community, was intended to support our transgender students who are often overlooked and misunderstood in schools. Please note this is not a required reading for students. DeDorsey, her name changed, DeCourcy to DeDorsey. DeDorsey continued, it was simply meant to be a suggestion for families who are looking for these type of resources. Bugger off with your rubbish. It's so frustrating. Because they always say that type of thing, right? Like, oh, well, you don't have to read it, but we're going to give this to your children to potentially read. If your children want to read it, we're going to provide it to them, and we're probably going to lie to you guys about it because that's what teachers do these days. It's so annoying. It's really, really annoying. All right, so I was able to find the apology video, which I'm actually really excited to watch.
Hello, Excelsior Elementary. Earlier this week, I posted a video with some back-to-school information, and also I shared some summer reading suggestions with you. I've decided to remove that video, and I want to apologize if anyone felt uncomfortable with my book suggestions. One of the books I spoke about specifically, which has struck a nerve in our community, was intended to support our transgender students who are often overlooked and misunderstood in school.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really getting sick. Like, I feel like I'm a nice person overall, but I'm really getting sick of being nice about this kind of thing. Like, I'm just gonna say it as simply as I know how. You work in an elementary school. There are no trans students at an elementary school. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you disagree with me. That's fine. Human beings disagree all the time, and I always say that. But the thing is, yeah, there might be some kids questioning things on their own, even more so if they've got parents shoving it down their throat, which is something we see a lot these days. But yeah, maybe there are children who are confused. Maybe there are children who think they might be gay, who think they might be trans, who think they might be the Queen of England. But in elementary school, you are not a trans, you are a child, right? So like, oh, I was doing it to support the trans kids we have. I don't believe that for a second. I believe you're doing it, as always, to push your agenda. So more kids buy into it, and you're starting, and this is, again, something we're seeing a lot. You're starting to indoctrinate these children younger and younger and younger. And for Christ's sake, just let kids be kids. Let kids go outside and play in the mud. Let kids go to the park and scrape their knee and learn to ride a bike and all the fun things that a child should be doing. A child should not be reading about somebody else's ideologies. It's insane to me, and it pisses me off. Like, if you want to be a transgender adult, go crazy. I'm not going to say shit to you. Whether I agree with you or not, that's really irrelevant. I'm not the one living your life. But when you start coming for children, and what, we're just supposed to accept this now, you're coming for kids. That's when I really have an issue. I am so sick of seeing these teachers always with insane haircuts, always with the crazy look in their eyes, always with like blue hair, and always have a TikTok account. I am so sick of seeing them talking about how they have more rights than the parents, and the parent is abusive if they don't try to convince their daughter that they are now a son. Like, oh my God, I am getting so sick of playing nice I'm getting sick of playing nice with all this kind of stuff. And the thing is, I fear that I'm not alone. And when you push people too far, like, what's going to happen, dude? I never used to be against the left. I used to feel like I was maybe more left-leaning. Granted, it was before I really knew a lot, and it was before the left went completely insane. But I felt like I could... I don't think I was left-leaning. I think I could just kind of understand where they were coming from, or I could understand why they felt the way that they do. But nowadays, I'm actively starting to dislike them as people, and I don't want to feel that way. But how else are we supposed to feel when you're coming for our children?
Please know that this is not a required reading for students.
Doesn't make it any
It was
better.
simply meant to be a suggestion for families who are looking for these type of resources.
Sorry, babes, but Google exists. Like, the parents don't need you to recommend books. Like, you're so full of shit, dude. If the parents, and God help the children of the parents who do want to find this kind of reading material, but if the parents really wanted to find it, they could just Google it. They could go to a library. Like, there are so many ways that you could find reading material like that that wouldn't be going on your elementary school students' Facebook page. I fear I've said that wrong. And getting the teacher to tell you about it. Because there are far more cisgender, is that what we're calling it these days? There are far more cisgender students than there are trans students. So you're recommending a book to the maybe one transgender, and again, I don't believe there are any transgender students in an elementary school, but say there's one transgender student, you're recommending a book publicly on the Facebook page just for that one person, just in case. No, I don't think so. I think it's more you're trying to indoctrinate these children, much like all your fellow groomer, leftist, progressive, insane people.
I want to assure all parents that this message in no way takes away from how strongly I believe it is for all students to feel as though they belong, that they are welcomed, and that they are connected to our school community, no matter their gender, their background, or their ability. Again, I hope you have a wonderful, restful, and rejuvenating rest of your summer. I will be in touch again soon.
She's like, I'm sorry, and the Lives of TikTok always says this. You can always see it in the eyes. Look at the eyes. That's crazy eyes. That's crazy eyes if I've ever seen it. Alright, so I am sorry if I got a little bit heated in this video. But, like, you just get to a point where you get so sick of trying to be nice about it. Like, I am so sick of seeing teachers talking to, like, any children whatsoever. But even in kind of universities and stuff, I'm sick of seeing it there too. Like, any place that is supposed to be a place of learning, there is no room for your ideologies. There is no room for you to push your beliefs on the students. A school is a place to learn. It is not a place to have a belief system shoved down your throat. And the more and more I'm seeing it, the more frustrated I'm getting with it. Like, keep this shit out of the classroom. Keep this shit away from school children. Even university students. Keep it away from any place that is supposed to be a place of learning. It's not that difficult. People don't go to school for this shit. I weep for this generation of children. It makes me so sad. And if I had a child in any school that ever even hinted that there was any kind of gender or any of the leftist talk, if there was even a hint that any of that was going to be discussed in the school, I would remove my children straight away. The parent is responsible for instilling their beliefs on their children, not the teachers. Right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.